Good morning, J4. Today I'm going to discuss how to make tortillas. So I know I promised to have these instructions up to you yesterday. Things happened, I didn't get them up, but here they are. So making tortillas. They look like they're very complicated. They're not really too bad. There's a lot of steps, but the steps are very short. They're very quick. So you guys will be fine. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to have the recipe, and this tells you how much of each ingredient you need. I kind of put this first so that you can see if you need more than 2 cups. If you have less than 2 cups, then you need to go to the store and get some. But if you need any of these ingredients, then that's why you have to have the recipe first. Sorry. Okay, so first thing you have is 2 cups of flour, a half a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup of water, and 3 tablespoons of oil. Now, oil is not necessarily my favorite to use in this recipe. I've used it with oil, and I've also used it with the Crisco shortening, and it's more of a solid. Either way, it works fine. The recipe actually calls for olive oil. I think olive oil gives a little bit of a different taste, not like a tortilla. So I just use regular vegetable oil. But like I said, either shortening or the oil works just the same. Okay? Step 1, gather the materials needed. This is an important step because if you don't have all your stuff with you, then you have to stop and start over. Stop and start over. If you have everything you need all at the beginning of preparing your recipe, it's a lot easier to just continue working through the process. Okay, here are the ingredients that we use, and this is part of what is needed. Your ingredients are flour, salt, water, and oil or shortening. There are a lot of tools needed, but you don't use them the whole time. So I'm going to go through the tools that are needed, and you'll see you don't use them the whole time. But the first thing you need is a bowl. You're going to need a pan, and you're going to need a kitchen towel of some sort. You're going to need measuring cups, 1 cup and 1/4 cup. You're going to need measuring spoons, the 1/2 teaspoon and the 1 tablespoon. You're going to need a rolling pin, a cutting board, and a spoon to mix with. Step 2. These are your measuring cups. This is where you use your measuring cup. It says measure 2 cups of flour and put into a bowl. Easy. Just take 2 cups of flour and put it in a bowl. Step 3. Measure 1/2 teaspoon salt and, I forgot the word, put into the bowl. Mix with the spoon handle. I think I told you guys how to mix using the handle in one of my other videos, the making bread video. If you use the handle, then the dough doesn't stick to it. It's just got one little handle, and you're going to stir the stuff around with your handle. And then when you get to a part where you add the water, the dough won't stick. If you use the spoon part of the spoon, like the little bowl part of the spoon, everything sticks. Step 4. Measure 3 tablespoons of oil and put into the bowl. Not hard yet, right? Step 5. Measure 3/4 of hot water. I put my water in the microwave to make it hot. You want it hot so that it starts the flour and the salt and everything gets mixed up really easily. So that's why you want it hot. Pour slowly into the bowl while stirring with the spoon handle. Again, like I said, stir with the handle and not the spoon head, and everything will not stick to the handle. It helps stir up all the ingredients. Step 6, mix well. Okay, once you mix in it and it looks like it's about as much as you can do with the spoon, you're going to pour the mixture onto the cutting board. You do that so that you can do this next part. You're going to knead the mixture into a dough until the dough forms a ball. What I mean by kneading is when you take your hands and you smash the dough like this, and you keep rolling the dough around, and you're going to make it a nice knead. Think about Play-Doh. When you play with Play-Doh and you smush it with your hands, that's what kneading is like. Okay, you're going to really get in there, and your dough is going to come together, and all of those ingredients are going to get incorporated. You'll see when I demonstrate. Step 7, place the dough back in the bowl and cover with the towel. Place the bowl in the oven to rest for 30 minutes. Most importantly, make sure the oven is off. You're not baking it, you're just putting it in the oven so that no one knocks that bowl of dough onto the floor, so that if the air conditioner is on, it doesn't get cold. You're just putting it in a nice, safe place so that it doesn't get disturbed. Okay? It needs to rest. All of those ingredients need to mix in with each other. Step 8. Divide the dough into 8 pieces. Using the rolling pin, roll one piece into a circle. This is where you start making your tortillas. You're going to take your rolling pin and you're going to roll it like that. You're going to spin the dough around. You're going to roll it some more. Yeah, I mean, we've all done it with Play-Doh. You know how. We're going to roll on a rolling pin and you're going to make a nice circle. Okay? Step 9. Cook the tortillas in a hot pan on both sides. Place the cooked tortilla in the folded towel to stay warm. So once you're done with your towel, you're going to fold that towel in half, and that's where you're going to place your cooked tortillas so that they stay warm. Okay, so you put the tortilla in the pan, you let the pan stay warm and it's cooking, and when the tortilla starts turning white, then you flip it over and you let it cook again, and then you take that tortilla when it's done and you put it in the towels. Alright? Step 10. Repeat steps 8 and 9 for the remaining tortillas. You have to go through that process for each one of those little pieces of dough. I told you to cut that big ball of dough into 8 pieces, so you're going to end up with 8 tortillas. So repeat steps 8, that's where you roll the tortilla out, and step 9 is where you cook the tortilla. Do that 7 more times. When you're done, you're going to enjoy some nice, warm, homemade tortillas, and they're going to taste good. Guaranteed. Bye.